Finally, I've been trying to have this set up for about, I can't even tell you how long. It's been like 5, 6 hours. But we're finally live, and today I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, and it's going crazy. It's going parabolic right now. It's almost at the all-time high, which was about 70,000, which is about, I think I'm 70,000. Yes, if I'm correct, 70,300. I pretty much feel today is very important because we're going to have the weekly close for today, and currently you have the price at 69,662. We just had almost like a 2% gain over the last 24 hours, so it's looking good to be honest. And you can see it's if you're going to open a trade right now, I think this is the best time for you to be trading Bitcoin because you want to open a trade just before the all-time highs. And I don't know if a lot of people were here from the last cycle. It always goes really parabolic after the all-time high, and you have the halving coming up, and the fact that you have BlackRock ETF and all of these ETFs trying to have a piece of the pie, and they have a whole lot of money trying to put into Bitcoin because I think the daily inflows for ETFs is about, I think it's about 700 million, close to a billion for each day. Although you still have the outflows from GBTC, but you still it's mitigated by the other inflows from the other players. And you can see this ticker here. This is the ETF ticket, which it's free. You can pretty much get it on TradingView, to be honest. And let's try to zoom in. And you can just see like the massive amount of Bitcoin we have coming in, just ever since the ETF, which was in January, which was I think it was approved January 10th. So there's been like serious inflow of money, and coupled with the fact that you have the halving event coming up, it's really going to be a supply shock. So I think this is the best time. And if you're going to look at maybe a lot of other like cryptocurrencies too, like Ethereum and the other altcoins, I would say let's look at the Bitcoin dominance right now. Let's see where we have it at. And that's really going to tell us a whole lot because when Bitcoin usually like makes a sideways move, that's when you get the alts and you get the really, really crazy 10x's and 20x's, 50x's, and it's going to be really, really possible. So we can see a steady uptrend ever since, I'll say, since June of 2022, and right now we're just at 53.54%. And to be honest, I feel there's a lot more room to grow, especially after you have the breakout of the previous high from the life cycle. Once Bitcoin breaks that high, we're really going to get like, I pretty much maybe see dominance going towards like 58, 60%, 65. So, and then maybe you can expect a cool off, and you can expect maybe the other altcoins to start getting parabolic and start making a lot of gains too. So if we're looking at Ethereum right now, it has really been like, you can see this, it has just been crazy going up. And you can expect more of that because, like I said, we're still not at all-time highs yet for a lot of all these assets. And it's something that, once you break that previous all-time high, like psychologically, you have a whole lot of influx coming in from, people from the sidelines, people that have been waiting to get in. It's kind of like you start hearing everywhere on the news, like, okay, this is what Bitcoin is doing, and you get a whole lot of retail investors trying to pile in at that point. So yeah, and another play, to be honest, that I feel it's really going to make a whole lot of money for a lot of people right now is BNB. You can see over the last, I'll say, 5 days. Let's see what's the gains. It has gone up over 66%, which is absolutely crazy. So if you have maybe like just, even if you bought spot, you don't even have to trade leverage. You still made 66%. You have any sort of leverage on it, yeah, that's a whole lot. So I'm really watching this candle, and I want to see where we're gonna have the weekly close, which is very, very important. Like it is so freaking important. I can stress that. I can stress how much important it is for us to close above the what you call it, the previous all-time highs for the week. Which I never think we did that before in the previous cycle, because I think Bitcoin topped up at about 69,000. Let me just confirm. Yeah, the previous highs was about 69,198 US dollars. So we're pretty much past that from the last cycle. So that's why I'm saying, like, that's what I'm trying to say. If we actually do close above like 70,000, which is what we had as the previous high, I think about maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, $70,330. So if we can close maybe just slightly above this, oh, it's gonna be really good. Because when it comes to Bitcoin, to be honest, I feel it's very important to have a more macro approach. Like you want to be looking, like you want to be zooming out real good and see, because that's when you get to see like the bigger moves, and you get to see what's going to happen like on a broader time frame. So this is on a weekly right now, and just think about it. If you bought any time in the last how many months? 6 months. We've had how many red candles? One, two, three, four, five. Five red candles in about 6 months. Come on. So you see, that's what I'm talking about. It's all about, like, probability. Like what's like what's going to be the likeliest outcome for you, and you couple that with the fact of a lot of the macro stuff that's going on, and we have a very nice play. So let's go into Binance, and let's see what the markets are actually looking like, because you get a lot of the early listings and stuff on Binance. You get a lot of the altcoins, and I think this is about 75% of the whole crypto like market for volume and stuff. So I really like it, and you get a lot of alpha from here, because just take a look at this. So we can see the price of Bitcoin now, it's about 69,538 US dollars. But you can get a whole lot more info. And something I like to look at is what you call it. I like to look at the money flow. So we can see that there has been, like, consistent buys over the last, I think, 24 hours. You can see really large inflows, like 3,500 Bitcoin, 3,000, 3,300, 3,600. So it's consistent demand, and that's why you actually want to be thinking about right now when it comes about, trying to open a position, because demand is going to get to a point where it probably like reaches a plateau, I guess. And I don't think that's when you want to open a trade. So you probably want to take maybe something counter at that point. But right now we still have everything like popping off. I feel this is the best time to try to get a trade right now. And you can see it would like, we can see the large orders, and you can see the inflow. And you can even go like on a lower time frame. So you can see probably where the moves are going to be next. So over the last 30 minutes, it's been about just an inflow of about 11 Bitcoin. So the last 1 hour. But in the last 15 minutes, it's been about 27. So I see demand is kind of picking up, and we can clearly see that from this pie chart over here. And you can get more data, like if you're thinking about trying to go into like, a leverage position. You can see the ratio of like longs to shorts, like the margin ratios and everything. And that's really why I really love using this app a lot, because you get a whole lot of information. So let's look at Let's look at BNB. Let's look at BNB because it is really popping up right now, and so it got as low as what? What was the previous lows like when the mini crash happened? It got to 356, and right now it's at 508. So that's really crazy. That is really really crazy. And I feel a lot of it probably maybe has to do with the fact that you have the Binance Launchpad, so where you have a lot of projects like launching. Um, it's probably I guess like you can call it like Binance becomes like the angel investors, or probably the people on the platform become like the angel investors because you get to provide liquidity and stuff for all this new projects. So you get to lock up tokens, and I think I'm trying to see if we can get the actual detail. Oh, okay, this is it. This is the project right now that's going on. So something I realized, and I'm just gonna share this. I'm just gonna be very honest. Most times, if you're gonna open a trade and it's gonna be for BNB, especially at this period, I feel you want to look at the time where there's gonna be like a launch pool event, and you probably want to buy BNB at that point, and probably maybe hold it up until the release of the token, I guess. So let's see, when was this? Oh, uh, I'm trying to see if there's like more details and stuff about this project, and also how long you're gonna have the forming of this project going on. Because if it's a very long time, it makes sense for you to still try to get in, because it's kind of like you make free money. You have you stake BNB, you get tokens, and also BNB goes up in price. But right now, I'm just trying to see if I can get more information about when you're going to have the token actually release. So I think that's the most important part. So let's see on the launch pad. Oh, so in about 2 days and 15 hours, that's when you're gonna have the release of these tokens. And usually when they release, it's you can't really tell what's going to happen, because sometimes it might just go parabolic. A lot of times it might actually dump. So not financial advice or nothing. So if you probably maybe get a couple of the tokens, I don't know. What you do on the day of the launch is pretty much up to you, because sometimes, like I said, they probably dump, and sometimes the reverse is the case. So I think let me check the very last project, which was I think Portal. Oh, it's up 22%. So you see, like when this launched, it got as high as $4 and dumped all the way to, I think, what was the low? It got as low as $1.88. So right now it's currently at $2.77. So that's good. That's good. And it's tokens that a lot of people got for free. So you stake BNB and you actually try to get these tokens when they are launched. So wait, let's go. Let's go to the OG of them all, which is Bitcoin, and we're still close to that level. We're about $800 away from the all-time highs, and if we can get a close just right above it, it's going to be magical. It is going to be magical. Just look at this chart. Just look at this. You had the bottom at 476, which, to be honest, a lot of people expected it to go a whole lot lower, but hey, here we are right now. It's at 69,500, and we're pushing 70 grand. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more analysis and stuff. So this is gonna be, I want to do more of this. This is the first test, and it took me a while to set this stuff up. So I just want to give just a brief update, and I guess next time is gonna be a lot more trading and stuff. But I probably wouldn't trade every day because, to be honest, I don't really trade every day. I only trade when I see a really good opportunity, like BNB. I actually have a BNB trade open because I knew about like the launchpad event, so I just opened the trade before the event, and I think it was about $450 thereabout. So we're sitting quite good in profit for BNB. So I guess, oh, another, I haven't even talked about Ethereum yet. I haven't even talked about this yet. So to be honest though, Ethereum is always a good play because definitely follows Bitcoin, and usually a lot of people can't really, maybe when you can get a Bitcoin, you just try to get Ethereum because you're still going to get gains and stuff from this. But another thing I like to look out for that's like the classic, like when you know it's going to be old season, which is we have a lot of the old coins outperforming Bitcoin. I usually keep an eye out for these levels. If this breaks anywhere above, I think zero point 0.06, then I start to take note because I know something is going on at that point. There's going to be like redistribution because, yeah, usually people don't always like to wait for the gains to always be in Bitcoin. So they get very, very impatient and they try to move to like, other places to try to find gains. And usually Ethereum is the first sign and the first indicator of like the old season. So it's something to definitely keep an eye out for and always watch. So yeah, that's just a brief update, I guess. The first episode of Trading Bitcoin. I'm going to be doing this a whole lot more because I'm active in the I'm really active right now trading the market. So it's only right that I share my thoughts, opinion, and talk about the news, talk about what's going on, and yeah, let's get some bread together. Let's see what's going on. So I'll catch you guys on the very next one. I'm probably going to get some rest right now because this was a hassle to set up. So I'll see you again on the very next episode, I guess. Bye.